I do want to talk about the Chargers, though, and Justin Herbert. He's been a force since he came into the league. It does feel like Jim Harbaugh was a good hire. I will say this, though. I kind of rolled my eyes at him hiring Greg Roman as his offensive coordinator. Overall, I think that some people are a little bit on the fence with Herbert because, like, the talent is evident and whatnot, but there's been one playoff appearance and a monumental collapse in said playoff game. What do you need to see from the Chargers this season, and what is their long-term outlook in your opinion?
People could say what they want about Justin Herbert last year, and they have all the right to do so because not only did he look bad, but they played bad as a team. But I always remind people this: he's had 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators since he's been in the NFL.
Yeah.
And for anybody that don't understand how hard that is like learning 3 different languages because you got to learn terminology, timing, how your coach wants to handle certain situations, giving you the go ahead, how many options do you have and authority do you have to do certain. You have to learn a different language every single year. And for him to even be where he's at right now with all the turmoil, I mean, dude, Kellen Moore had us all fooled, including me. I thought him coming in, man, that he was just going to turn this thing around.
I think everybody did. Everybody saw that hire last year as like home run hire. What is Dallas thinking letting him go? Now Justin Herbert's really going to turn up the notch. And yeah, like you said, it was a big letdown.
He had us all fooled, including me, because I felt like that was a missing piece to really get that offense going. And you know what? Kellen Moore probably wasn't the only problem. It was a big part of Brandon Staley too. It was just, the leadership that he lacked. And I like Brandon Staley personally. I've talked to him a lot, was around him a lot. I think highly of him as a person. He was not ready for that head coaching job. He just wasn't. And it was more evident towards the end of the season when his back was against the wall and he started to turn up that he just wasn't prepared for that. I think that not only Jim Harbaugh coming in, but people keep talking about Greg Roman and his past playmaking, play calling ability, things like that. Let me tell you, Greg Roman didn't have Justin Herbert. And this is no shot at Lamar Jackson at all. Lamar Jackson is not Justin Herbert when it comes to passing capabilities. Now, he could do other things a lot better. But passing capabilities, I don't think that we're talking about the same level and the same type of player. And Jim Harbaugh's idea of coming in there is let's run the football first. Let's establish a run game because that's who we are. We're a physical, hard-nosed, run the ball downhill, have an identity because that was something that he lacked last year.
Yeah.
And guess what? When you can't stop that, your safeties and everything start to come up. You're starting, and I'm talking as a former pass rusher. I hated playing teams who just ran the ball because I couldn't pass rush. I didn't know when they were going to throw the ball. And if you're gashing us for 4, 5, 6 yards, 7 yards, 4 yards, 7 yards, back to back, I can't pin my ears back and go. I just can't do it. And so when you were passing, I was never fully taken off at a fast speed. I couldn't get a good grip on the snap count. It was just tough. Look at what Jim Harbaugh did in Michigan. They ran the football. Most of his big plays were off play action down the field. And we all know who has the biggest arm in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so that's how those things happen. And if that's the recipe, which I think it is, if that's the recipe this year, a lot of teams are in trouble. And I'm not saying that the Chargers are going to go out and win every game or win a lot of games. I think they're going to win more games than they won last year. But they're going to establish a brand of football that most teams don't want to play anymore. This is a pass-happy, 70% pass, 30% run league. So if he's coming out even at a 60-40, pass to run, God forbid it's a 50-50. You could just forget about it. It's a 60-40. That is not a team that you want to play.
In terms of what their floor could be this year or what you expect from them, I mean, is this a team that is going to be a playoff team? Is this going to be a team that, it might be a year away? Looking at the receiver situation, they draft Ladd McConkey, but obviously no more Mike Williams, no more Keenan Allen. There's a lot of new faces for them there as well. What's the Chargers' floor going into 2024?
Again, I don't want to be a homer, and I know that people are going to say, "Oh, the Chargers, this and that."
To hell with that, man.
Look, the Chargers last year was the best team that didn't make the playoffs. Hands down, in my opinion, hands down, they were the best team that didn't make the playoffs. So now you got most of that talent there. You add 2 running backs now who are more than capable of running the football. If J.K. Dobbins stay healthy, he's going to be a problem. You know, I got a chance to talk to him a few weeks ago, and we sat down and talked. I was asking about his Achilles, how he felt, because I told my Achilles at one point, so I was kind of sharing some stories. I was telling him that he should make sure he stretched that other one like hell, because that other one would get sore just off of compensation. I've been there. Gus Edwards looks ridiculous in person. Just a big dude. Seeing Zion, Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, and those guys in that building walking around, I'm like, these guys are going to be a real problem. So I think they're going to win at least 11 games next year. And I also believe that they have a chance to win in the division this year. I don't think that we need to see 2 and 3 years from now. And one thing that's always made Jim Harbaugh great everywhere he's went into, he's had instant success.
This is true.
And every program, every organization he's ever gone to, he's had instant success. And I always try to figure out why. And I'm like, when I went to the building, to their practice facility a month ago, I saw why. I got it. He just instills a level of confidence in that building. And I'm talking about from his coordinators, the strength conditioning coach. You know, I got a chance to talk to and all these guys for a minute. The equipment guys who were there when I was there, the equipment guys, everybody in that building is walking around with a different level of confidence, a different swagger than I've seen in a very long time there. And so when you got somebody to bring that to the table, that level of leadership, it starts at the top, man. It trickles all the way down to everyone else in the building, to the staff, to the players, everyone around the organization. There's a different feeling. So I know they're going to be better for sure, but I think I got them with 11 plus, and I would not be surprised if they come out and have an opportunity to win a division this year.